Rolly. Get this win, boy! I like that! Let's go!
You know, don't try too much. You know, Rolly's gonna give you everything you want. So kind of just gonna let the fight come to me, and then I'm gonna take over. You know, I'm a better fighter all around. So I feel like.
Showing the fight, Ryan Garcia's return to boxing has been nothing but controversy, and his latest stunt with Rolando "Rolly" Romero just added fuel to the fire at the Fatal Fury press event. What should have been a routine face-off turned into chaos when Garcia shoved Rolly after getting disrespected with a fake handshake. The moment security jumped in, it was clear this wasn't just about a fight anymore. This was about ego, bad blood, and a point that needed.
They can do some damage. And Ryan Garcia, look, he's coming off. It's going to be about a year now. He's hungry. He's hungry to get on.
Garcia, fresh off a one-year suspension for a failed test, is coming back to a boxing world that doesn't fully respect him anymore. No matter how many times he screams about being the biggest name in the sport, the truth is simple: his credibility is in the gutter.
Can't say that because the thing is, he's never been champion. He was trying to belittle the fact of a world champion. Everyone on here, except for with the exception of Barboza and Ryan, have been world champions. So why are you going to discredit somebody who's achieved much more than you have?
His win over Devin Haney was erased from the books. His body transformation has fans questioning what's real, and his constant social media meltdowns have made him a walking punchline. Now he's standing in front of Rolly, a fighter who's been clowned for years, but at least still holds a belt, and suddenly Garcia is acting like he's got something to prove.
Like I said, at the end of it, you know, he at 140, I'm at 140, you know, and I have the belt, you know, you have to come get the belt, you know, and that's a fight that everybody's been asking for forever, you know, and all I know is that fight is the...
Rolly, on the other hand, has been riding the wave of one of the most controversial title wins in recent boxing history. Everyone remembers how Ismael Barroso was on his way to finishing him before the referee jumped in and stopped the fight for no reason. It was one of the worst stoppages in years, and yet Rolly still parades around like he's a real.
Romero posted PBC doing a live interview. He's watching a fight like, I can't wait to go out there and beat up my opponent, Ryan Garcia. Once I come for you, I'm going to clean you up. I'm ready, and I'm going to let you know that you need to get up out of the sport. I'm going to make you retire. That's Rolando "Rolly" Romero talking to Ryan Garcia.
Reality, he's just holding on to a belt that was never his to begin with. Garcia knows it, and he made sure to remind him, "You ain't no champ, that belt was a gift." Garcia told Rolly never wanted to back down, clapped back instantly, "And you ain't a real fighter, you are a cheat, a TikTok star, and a mental breakdown waiting to happen."
Ryan Garcia said that he would give a shot to Rayo Valenzuela. What do you think about that fight if it happens?
Give a
Rayo. That's what he said.
Because with Ryan, it could be, you're talking about a shot at tequila.
Is he gonna chug that whole thing? All right, only half.
From what I know is him, he wakes up and brushes his teeth with tequila. So.
Garcia's last year has been nothing but excuses. He pulled out of fights at breakdowns on Instagram Live, and then got caught with a banned substance in his system. The only thing keeping him relevant right now is his mouth.
For both of the press conferences with Rolly, you know, he sent out this tweet, and you know, he was saying that he's coming with some real anger, and you know, he's sorry that it has to be Rolly, and you know, you can say all the funny crap that you're going to say Tuesday, but if you cross the line, I'm going to slap the F out of you. He even referenced the grandpa and Ismael Barroso, and also how Pitbull had him looking for Easter eggs in that ring. And to be honest, I think Ryan Garcia's message definitely worked on Rolly Romero, because we saw him in the press conference. He wasn't his usual self where he's talking.
But let's not pretend Rolly is some world beater. Either the man got knocked out cold by Tank Davis the moment he stepped up to real competition. His punches are sloppy, his defense is non-existent, and the only reason he's still being talked about is because the WBA let him hold on to a title that he should have never had. The difference is Rolly owns it. He knows he's the villain, and he loves playing the...
Cleans up Rolly?
I do.
Think he wants to fight? Yeah,
I think for both fighters obviously the common opponent right there. I think that both fighters, obviously Ryan just fought Tank. Yeah. I think he'll be better since fighting Tank. Yeah. And then the same thing with Rolly. I think Rolly became better from fighting Tank. I think that they knew certain mistakes that they made. I think they believed in their game plan.
That's what made this press event so chaotic. Garcia is desperate for respect, but he's still acting like the same internet personality that got him into this mess. He's bigger now, stronger, but none of that matters if people don't believe in him. And Raleigh, he's just here to humiliate him. You need that juice to win, huh? You look like a real suspect right now, Raleigh taunted, making a show of flexing his arms.
Rolly. Cool. Give him a little message. Give him a little message, man. What's up with Ryan?
No Vaseline.
You heard it.
I don't need nothing but these hands, and they're going to send you straight back into another Instagram meltdown. Garcia's eyes went dark. He shoved Raleigh so hard that security had to rush in before it turned into a full-blown fight. But even with people holding them back, the words kept flying, and sure do they know how to keep people talking.
Devin Haney and Teo Famo, and they're going to do a show in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah, putting Ryan on there is kind of smart. You know, that's right there. But then it's a solid match. Listen, Rolly and Ryan's an interesting fight because Rolly's hit or miss, bro. Rolly sometimes looks like where'd you find this guy off the corner, but sometimes he performs. There's a sparring session with Ryan and Rolly on YouTube where it looks like Rolly's doing pretty well in there. I'm curious about that fight. Rolly's back against the wall. He's got to perform. Everybody's curious about Ryan coming back.
Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero are two of the most polarizing figures in boxing, and their upcoming fight on May 2nd is as much about their personalities as their skills. Garcia is a showman, a fighter who thrives on chaos, controversy, and social media antics. Rolly, on the other hand, is an unapologetic trash talker, a fighter who doesn't care if you love him or hate him as long as you're watching. But despite their heated exchanges, the two have an unusual history of both beefing and showing respect. At different times, he hasn't really
made that many adjustments, to be honest. Still making a lot of the same mistakes, still kind of fighting the same. His chin actually looks like it's gotten a lot weaker.
In the build-up to this fight, Romero shocked fans when he revealed that he once reached out to Garcia privately during one of the lowest moments of his career after Garcia's well-documented struggles with mental health, which played out in real time through erratic social media posts and concerning interviews. Raleigh took it upon himself to check in on his future opponent, so I DM'd Ryan and asked for his number. Romero told Boxing Scene he was like, no. And I'm like, no, some things are bigger than boxing. But from what Raleigh has said before, this could appear as a troll.
Tremendous fighter. He's a tremendous fighter. The only people he cannot beat happens to be myself, Gervonta Davis, and depression. Sorry.
His number. We talked, and we've been good ever since. There's no beef between me and Ryan. That moment of understanding is rare in a sport where rivalry sells, but let's not get it twisted. This doesn't mean these two are friends. If anything, it just adds another layer of mind games to the fight, because now when Raleigh throws insults at Garcia, it's not just for hype. He knows exactly what buttons to push, and he's been pushing them hard.
This fight? Now, I mean, for me, it's all about getting in the gym, timing everything. I feel like I have enough time to get it back. Of course, a year and a half layoff sucks. But you know,
early knockout, or are you just gonna let it come naturally?
I'm gonna let it come naturally. You know, again, with a power puncher, you can't just force things. You run into a good shot. So for me, I'm gonna, be on my top P's and Q's and handle.
Any rush coming into this fight? No, I mean, for me, it's all about getting in the gym, timing everything. I feel like I have enough time to get it back. Of course, a year and a half layoff sucks but early knockout, or you just gonna let it come naturally? I'm gonna let it come naturally. You know, again, with a power puncher, you can't just force things. You could run into a good shot. So for me, I'm going to, be on my top P and Q's and handle.
Evolve as a fighter. I started boxing. When I sparred him, I was only boxing for 3 years. Or like, no, 4 years at the time.
You didn't have a really deep amateur background,
I started
right?
boxing at 17.
Okay. And Ryan was a national, like a multinational
Yeah,
champ?
multinational. He started boxing like 5 or something. Damn, it took him that long to evolve somewhat? I'm very impressed. He still hasn't been champion though.
Fair enough.
And the only times that he's ever had the opportunity to be champion was with Gervonta, but instead of trying to sacrifice the extra pound,